And I want to start with, what did we just watch? I didn't expect what I just saw, but it's something that we got to talk about first because it just happened. San Francisco 49ers move up to 5-0 after a victory over the Dallas Cowboys, pushing them to 3-2. How did this happen? Because I thought that, looking at the NFC and the landscape of it, I knew we got the Detroit Lions. I knew we got the San Francisco 49ers. I know we got the Philadelphia Eagles, some of the other teams, the Dallas Cowboys. But I thought that was really the cream of the crop. And when you see two teams out of that cream of the crop play each other, you're expecting a physical, smash mouth, hard-nosed game. I didn't see that. I saw that from one team. I saw that from San Francisco. And I already had the feeling. I've been saying it for the past couple of days. I've been saying it for the past couple of weeks. The 49ers are the best team in football. But today really confirmed a lot of things for me. Because not only is the defense good, they're playing better than ever. They got Fred Warner. They got Nicholas John Bosa. They got Javon Hargrove. All the guys in the back end, they got that. Steve Wilkes has inherited that. But they've had that for a couple of years now. It was Robert Saleh. He went to New York. It was DeMeco Ryans. He's in Houston now. He played a very good game today. They lost, but a very good game. I think that Kyle Shanahan has elevated and evolved this offense into something we haven't quite seen. I always felt that with Jimmy G, the 49ers were going to be held back a bit. They had a very good team. They were elite of the elite in the NFC, but I always felt like it comes down to Jimmy G, lights out, wrap it up, take it back home. I don't feel that way with Brock Purdy. And I think it's time for me to start giving my respect to Brock Purdy. It's time for us all to start giving our respect to Brock Purdy. We got to look at what he's doing. We got to look at how he's playing on the football field. He's never going to have a Josh Allen arm. He's never going to have a Patrick Mahomes arm. His improvisation skills. What does he have, though? He can get the football out on time. He's an amazing processor. We're seeing how he's reading and dissecting the Dallas Cowboys defense. Dan Quinn is not a slouch. He wouldn't put those guys out there in a position where he felt like they could not succeed. That's something I'm looking at. Brock Purdy doesn't care about that, though. He's going out there. He's throwing deep outs on 4th and 2. That's hunting. You could take the 4-yard route, dump it off to Debo, dump it off to Christian McCaffrey. He's hunting that deep corner. Those are the types of things that I say, okay, he's not a turnover-prone guy. He doesn't throw a bunch of interceptions. He doesn't fumble the ball a lot. So I'm looking at that, and what I saw tonight was a guy who continued to do the same thing. Right here looking at his statistics. 17-24, 17 completions, 24 attempts. Amazing completion percentage, 253 yards, 4 touchdowns. He spread the love really amongst the receiving corps. George Kittle had 3 of those things. Kyle Juszczyk had 1. But we look at the targets of some of these receptions, Brandon Aiyuk, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey. And I think that while I talk about Brock Purdy, because I really like his evolution, I'm not looking at him like Mr. Irrelevant. I'm not looking at him like the golden child or the baby boy who's really grown up. Nah, he's here. He's here and he's ready to play football. That's how I'm viewing Brock Purdy now. So when I look at these other guys in the NFL, you're in that conversation. Either you're going to stay in it or you're going to play yourself out of it. But I'm looking at a guy who's staying in it right now. He's in the thick of it. He's only getting better. But I think when we talk about the receiving corps and how have they been able to do this? Why does Christian McCaffrey sometimes get a light box? Why has he been able to do what he's doing on the ground? Jordan Mason, another guy in the rotation. Elijah Mitchell wasn't in this game. But I think it's huge because Brandon Aiyuk is that X factor. And a lot of people have not talked about this from this angle, but he's a guy who can beat man coverage. He's a guy that needs to. If you're looking at Deebo Samuel, looking at Christian McCaffrey, maybe even George Kittle in the receiving game, Brandon Aiyuk is going to beat you every single time. And we saw that tonight. A guy who, when they really put Dan Quinn, he went all in. He zero blitz, did it all. Brandon Aiyuk is the guy that you can depend on. He's the guy that can get run after the catch. He can make a contested catch. He's going to beat you with his route running. He's a complete receiver. And I kind of saw that building last year, especially in that game against the Oakland Raiders, especially against that game against the Las Vegas Raiders, I saw that building last year, but I'm seeing it even more now. I'm seeing how he's a guy who, even if you sleep in the slightest, he's going to kill you. So that's something that we have to talk about because the defense, like I said, the defense is the defense. The defense played lights out tonight. We look at the Dallas Cowboys statistics. They couldn't get much going. Dak Prescott, he had a pick. And really, I thought that once he got into a situation where they were down, it was about 28 to 35 to 10, started pressing a bit, threw the interception, and it was kind of a far-fetched game. But I really just didn't like the mentality of what I saw from some of those different guys on the sideline. I felt like they already kind of felt like they were out of it. Even though it was a far-fetched game, the score was kind of out of hand. I just saw guys who were defeated mentally. I saw the look on their faces, some of the different things in their mannerisms. I didn't see a team because it's not like you lose to this team and you're never going to see them again. No. This is the San Francisco 49ers. You're the Dallas Cowboys. You got the Philadelphia Eagles, Detroit Lions, some of the other teams. Playoffs are coming. And when you get into these playoffs, you don't want to be one and done. You don't want to be two and done. You're going to have to beat the cream of the crop. And when I say I saw two teams amongst the NFC elite, I thought we would see something better than this. I thought maybe a one-score game, a two-score game if it got out of hand. This is unacceptable. From the Dallas Cowboys, from the top to bottom, offensively, Mike McCarthy, you said you were going to run the ball, you were going to build this identity. And even if you got into a situation where maybe you felt like you didn't want to press with Dak Prescott, still going to run the football. I don't see those carries. I look at Tony Pollard had 7 carries. Brandon Cooks had a carry. That's a jet sweep. Rico Dowdle had 2 carries. That's not the brand of football that you were talking about. So you talk all these things and you talk a good game. You get into the Royal Rumble and you fold it. That's the biggest thing I saw out of Mike McCarthy. So I still think the Dallas Cowboys are a very good team, but this is not their brand of football, and they're never going to win this way playing like this. Now, I still look at the defense. I respect the defense, but I say that Brock Purdy, what he was doing, the running game, what they were doing, they knew how to exploit every weakness that they possibly could find in the Dallas Cowboys defense. And once it got out of hand, it got out of hand. But it's not like the offense gave the Cowboys a lot of help either. So in the totality and overall, it's just a team getting outplayed on all phases, special teams, winning a turnover battle, those different types of things. That led to the San Francisco 49ers winning this game, for me at least. I want to know what you guys think in the comments, but I think that when you have the fumbles, when you have an interception like they did, it's just a tough night. It's not to say they won't bounce back, because I believe they will. But time of possession, penalties, different types of things, you're not going to be a well-oiled machine like the 49ers playing how you did.